Hello, everyone, and welcome to Growth Habits with Ngozi. Remember that I am your personal guide on the journey of growth. So who is here with me this afternoon? Who is ready to dive back into our conversations on leadership? We started last week by looking at different leadership styles, and we couldn't finish because there were so many styles. As I said, things have changed a lot. Before, years back, leadership styles, democratic, autocratic, highest, laissez-faire. But now there are so many other styles. And we started this discussion last week to look at the different leadership styles. And we said that a leadership style refers to your methods, your behaviors, that you apply when directing, when motivating, when managing others. That is what defines your leadership style. And also remember that this leadership we're talking about is not only for those who are in front, like the managers or the CEOs. You can actually be a leader in the midst of a team, and you're the one that is directing people, you're the one that is motivating people, you're also a leader. You also need to figure out what is your leadership style. Okay, so I'm just going to try and be quick in this recap because we still have so much to look at under leadership styles. So last week we looked at 7 leadership styles. Today we'll complete the 11, the total number of leadership styles that I'm sure if we dig deeper, there might be more, but these 11 are the ones I felt, they cover just about everything. So the first one was democratic leadership style. And we said that this could also be called participative and facilitative leadership. Please, as you join me, do introduce yourself. I didn't even welcome us to this live session properly. Welcome everyone that is joining live and those that will also watch on the replay. Welcome. I'm so happy as usual to have you. It's an honor and it's also a privilege for me to share this 45 minutes to 1 hour with you every Tuesday right here on Facebook Live. Let me just quickly tell us this. I will do an experiment probably next week, where we will broadcast live on Facebook and Instagram at the same time. Hopefully we will get it right. Maybe we'll have to do a trial run first and see how it goes before Tuesday. Okay, so I'm doing a recap of what we looked at last week, which was leadership styles. Today we are doing part 2 of the leadership styles. So we talked about democratic leadership. We said it's participative, can also be called participative or facilitative leadership style. And this is just like, what it sounds like. This leader makes decisions based on every team member's input. A democratic leader wants to know what everybody thinks before any decision is made. Yes, he makes the final call as the leader, but he wants everybody's input. He wants everybody to have a say. That is a democratic leadership style. The next one was autocratic leadership style. And this is like almost the direct opposite of the democratic style, because this leader does not want anybody's input, takes all the decisions. You just have to follow what he or she has said. This is called autocratic leadership style. And remember, I said that there's really no one leadership style that is good, and there's really no one that is bad. They all have good aspects and bad aspects. And most people have more than 2 of these styles at work, in their leadership. So don't think anyone is totally bad. There are situations where you need to be autocratic in taking decisions. There are situations. And there are also situations where you should be democratic. Okay, so you can't, just take up one and totally throw away the other one. Oh, thank you, Chima Ojuku. Thank you. I appreciate your kind words. Thank you very much. So I've talked about democratic and autocratic. The third leadership style is what is called laissez-faire leadership style. Just like, when we did economics in the secondary school and high school, we were told that, laissez-faire means let them do, So a laissez-faire leadership style just, lets people do what they want. You are the leader, but you just let them do whatever they want. You are not, as the leader, you're not too involved. You don't bother people too much. You just let them do, what they want. You basically cede the authority as to an extent to the people you are leading. Welcome, Eka Briggs. I'm glad you joined me this afternoon. So glad to have you. So that is laissez-faire leadership style. The next leadership style we talked about was strategic leadership style. And this style, the leader that has or that works in this style has vision, is aware of, the environment that surrounds his group or his team, and works with that in mind. He works with that vision in mind, with that, the company's objectives in mind, or the group's objectives in mind. That is the focus of a strategic leader, or a leader that has strategic leadership style. Most times, other things kind of fall by the wayside. More especially, when you're always forward facing, sometimes you lose sight of the present moment. That is one of the issues with a strategic leadership style. The next leadership style we talked about last week was transformational leadership style. And a transformational leader, or a leader that exhibits this style, basically gains the trust and confidence of those people they are leading, because they are always encouraging their team members. They are always truly leading their members to achieve their goals. A transformational leader is always looking for improvements, always looking for how to motivate people, always looking for how to get the people that he's leading to grow. That is a transformational leader, always looking for how to develop their skills. That is a transformational leader. Very good style, but it also has its disadvantages. Thank you, Eka. Thank you for your kind words. I appreciate. So, because sometimes, because the transformational leader is so interested in uplifting, motivating, sometimes he loses sight of the goals. But, it's also a good style, as we said. Then we have the transactional leadership style. This leadership style is just basically based on reward and punishment. You do good, I reward you. You don't do what I need, I punish you. That is the transactional leadership style. Everything is about give and take with the transactional leader. Everything is about give and take. If you're following the rules, good. If you are not, bad. I punish you for it. They are all about the company's rules and regulations if it's in an organization. So that is a transactional leader. This leadership style makes it very easy to also lose sight of the people you are leading, because they are not even really noticing what is happening with them. They are doing well. That's all right. You reward the good works. The person is not doing well. Well, too bad. You punish them. You don't even know what made the person not to do so well. All right, the next leadership style we looked at was the coaching leadership style from last week. And we all know what a coach is. From sports, the coach is the one that, focuses on your strength, and notices even that you have strengths. A coach notices the skills of the people that he's leading, notices their strengths, and helps them to develop their strengths. That is a coaching leadership style. And one thing about a coaching leadership style, and you can gather it from looking at coaches. Yes, a coach will always be your best support system, but a coach does not play with you, does not come on the field with you. So they can also lose sight. That leadership style can make you also lose sight of the goals, lose sight of, what needs to be done, because you are not feeling with your members. You are just seeing their skills, and you're trying to make them be the best they can be. Yes, but you lose sight small things that may be there. So those are the 7 leadership styles we talked about last week. I'm going to dive right into the session for this week. We're going to look at leadership style. See how fast I'm talking, because I have so much So much today. I need to slow down. I have to take a deep breath and slow down. I know I have a lot to say today. I will get through it somehow. All right. Leadership style number 8. Okay, I've calmed myself down. Bureaucratic leadership style. And a bureaucratic leadership style, a bureaucratic leader follows the rules. Follows the rules. If this is what the rule says, this is what we are doing. They might listen. They might even consider your input as their follower. But basically, no, if whatever you are saying as their follower does not align with the rules, does not align with the policies, they throw it away. They're not interested. So a bureaucratic leader or a leader that practices bureaucratic leadership styles is all about the rules. All about the rules. All decision taking must pass through them. You cannot take any decision aside from them. It must pass through them because that is the rule. That is the policy. That is how things are done. You understand? There is strict adherence to the rules, and there is clear chain of command, and that chain of command must be followed. You cannot jump. Let's assume you are a person on the bottom ranks. You cannot jump from the bottom and come and talk to the leader. No, there must be a supervisor. You understand that you have to go through that supervisor. That is a bureaucratic leadership style. It works. It works. It's not as if it's bad. It works for some organizations, especially well-established organizations or well-established groups that have traditional practices and processes set. A bureaucratic leadership style can work there. It can work and it can be successful. Good afternoon, Kelechi. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. And it also works in teams that, because it challenges people truly. It challenges you to do the right thing. But the issue with this bureaucratic leadership style, yes, most times there's no favoritism. You don't even have the opportunity to, favor one person or the other because everybody has to follow the rules. Everybody must follow the rules. But sometimes this strictness, let me call it, with following the rules, going by the books, following all the chain of commands, it means that you lose sight of the people you're leading truly, because you're not considering, is there any other extraneous circumstances that is involved in this situation? This is the rule, follow it. There is no freedom. The people you are leading have no freedom. Really, they just have to follow the rule. And it also at times causes people not to be innovative. People they don't think, because they know that, well, no matter what I think, I still have to follow this process. I still have to do things the way it says that I have to do it, by the books. I'm not saying, that people should do things outside of the books or things wrong, but, a leader that is in this, practicing this leadership style, generally, this bureaucratic, is not interested in anything that is not, ma'am, this is, even if those rules truly are not good, but because these are the rules, must be followed. Okay, so that is the bureaucratic leadership style. The next leadership style that we want to look at is visionary. Visionary leadership style. This is also called affiliative leadership style. Affiliative leadership style. Now, a visionary leader or a leader that is practicing a visionary leadership style is future facing, truly, sees the long-term goals, is focused on the future. They have seen the goals and they already have a path to get to that goal. Everything they are doing is directed towards achieving the goals. So they inspire the people who they are leading to aim and achieve this shared vision. The problem sometimes with visionary leaders or visionary leadership style is the ability to share that vision so that everyone understands it. But no, they are focused on achieving that long-term goal, achieving that vision for the team, and they move the team in the direction of achieving these goals. A visionary leader or someone that practices visionary leadership style is an encourager. He likes collaboration, not I know everything. No, he likes collaboration. He encourages people to contribute. He believes in teamwork, and he carries the whole team along most times. Most times, yes, he carries the whole team along, and they encourage innovation. They encourage change. So you see that a visionary leader is, if we can say good, is actually good. And this leadership style is effective, is efficient, it works. It works. Because you encourage people to come up with their ideas, as long as those ideas are leading us to achieve our goals, as long as those ideas are leading us to, to the future that the visionary leader has seen. They encourage it, and they move along with their team most times. Like I said, this works, but it also has its down or pitfalls. Let me not call it downfalls. There has some pitfalls, there's some disadvantages. There are some possible challenges that will arise when you're practicing this leadership style. And this because they are so future focused on the goals, focused on the vision, they can miss out the day-to-day issues, the day-to-day happenings, because they are so long-term focused. So it's very easy for a leader that practices a visionary leadership style to miss out the day-to-day happenings, the day-to-day occurrences, maybe the little roadblocks, that may exist. They may miss them because they are focused on the future. They are focused on the goal. And because also of this hyper focus, let me use that expression, on a single goal, they can miss out on other things. They might not even notice other things. Any idea that does not promote that goal that is in their mind, they could easily miss it. That is one of the challenges or pitfalls of visionary leadership style. The next leadership style, I'm even feeling as if I'm going too fast now. Now we're already at number 10. We're already at number 10. That is pace setting leadership style. Pace setting leadership style. And this style, the pace setting leader sets ambitious goals, sets ambitious standards, expects employees to meet goals in the same manner that he has been laid out. See, a pace setting leader knows the way. He is going on that way, and he expects every other person to also, if you're following him, you will pass the road he has passed. You will do it the way, because, he's a pace setter. He knows it. He knows it. And the expectation is that every other person that is following him will pass that road. So he expects high quality output from those that follow him. Someone that's practicing pace setting leadership style expects high quality output from those that follow him, because he himself or herself is producing high quality output. They are pace setters. In fact, most times they're even a step ahead of most others. In innovation, in knowledge and understanding, most times they're a little bit ahead. They're a step ahead of most other people. And they expect you also, who is following, to be also that step ahead. That is a pace setting leader. All right. Generally, like I said, high performances, they are, go to. If you must follow a pace setting leader, you must perform high. The standards are up there. There is no room for the standards to be down here. No, the standards are up there. And also a pace setting leader, or someone that practices pace setting leadership style, leads by example. I am a high achiever, so you that are following me must be high achievers. There is no room for you not to be a high achiever. So they're results oriented, and they prefer things to be done fast and efficiently. And because of that, they really have no space, no understanding of you being slow. They can't comprehend why you as their follower should be slow. No, you must be result oriented. You must be fast. You must be efficient as a follower of a leader that practices a certain leadership style. So, remember that the aim of studying all these leadership styles is for you to find yourself where you fit in. Because truly, we are all leaders in one way or the other. You might not be leading a team. You might just be leading your children. You might just be leading your home. You might just be leading, small group of people. It doesn't really matter. But we all lead in one way or the other. And we need to understand the style with which we lead. It will help us know when to adjust and when not to. Okay, so like I said, this leadership style works. It works, this space setting. And it makes people, those that are following, to be more efficient. Because that is the expectation. That is the drive. It also pushes people to perform and boosts people's morale. The team, usually the team that is led by a pace-setting leader, their morale is high. They are ready to achieve. Usually, they are always doing. But once again, there are some challenges, potential challenges that come with this leadership style. And that is that mostly because of their push for efficiency, speed, they create a high stress environment. So if you are someone that you don't work well under high stress environments, you can't work with a leader that is pace setting. That is their leadership style. You can't. You will not survive because the environment is high stress. And also sometimes the goals are unrealistic. Sometimes because they are high performers, because they're high achievers, they expect the same of everyone. And sometimes that is unrealistic for every member of your team. And this leadership style makes it that you don't even notice. All you want is, results. So anyone that is not meeting up just has to go. You understand? Cannot be part of this team because they are bringing this team down. So that is one of the potential challenges of that leadership style. They are so goal focused that even sometimes they don't allow people to be creative anymore. Because, they know this thing now. They know it. I've been there. I've done that. So I know how to get to the goal. I know how to get to this objective we are trying to get to. Okay, so that is the potential challenge in a certain leadership style. The 11th leadership style is situational leadership style. This might be the only one that I will say is, good. It also has its disadvantages. Please bear in mind, all of them have advantages. All of them have disadvantages. Every single one of the leadership styles. Now, a situational leader or someone that exhibits situational leadership style changes their style of leading, changes their style of managing people in order to meet the situation, in order to meet the requirements of the team. This is a situational leader. So when the team requires them to be democratic, they're democratic. When the team requires them to be autocratic, they're autocratic. When the situation requires them to be visionary, they're visionary. That is a situational leader or a leader that practices situational leadership style. They change their style based on the situation. So they adapt their leadership style to match the team they are leading or to match the situation on ground. Jude Ogwa, thank you for joining me this afternoon. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to Growth Habits with Ngozi. So, situational leaders, or situational leadership style, they analyze situations. They analyze situations. They assess the competencies of their team. They um, they adjust their leadership style to meet the situation they have. So, yeah, like I said, this is good. It's good because it shows that they are proactive, they are looking ahead, they are thinking ahead, they are making adjustments. Someone that practices situational leadership style, they are making adjustments to ensure that the team is moving forward, to ensure that the goals are being met. So this works honestly, in just about any situation. Because the people will definitely be motivated because they will feel seen. The people that's being led by a situational leader, they feel seen. Our leader is seeing that, I need this, and they're adjusting to meet with it. So they feel seen and they're motivated, and they're you hardly see them being like stuck in a rut. No. Because as the situation arises, their leader adapts, their leader changes to meet with the current situation. So it works excellently in teams, because also situational leaders are good communicators. They know how to pass across information, and they know how to use feedback. Because if you don't know how to use feedback, you can't adjust, you can't adapt to the situation. So they know how to communicate, and they know how to use feedback, the feedback that they get from the team. They analyze the situation, they analyze if it's in a company, they analyze the market, they analyze the competition, and know how to adjust so that they can achieve the aims. And usually situational leaders have very strong relationship with those that they lead. They do. Because they feel for the people that they lead. Okay. Of course, there's also some potential challenges. Like I said, nothing that does not have, everything has positive, has a negative. Is, when you measure it, you know whether the positive is higher or the negative is higher. Now, the potential issue with this is that any leader that would practice situational leadership style needs to be an needs to be an expert, and a high level expert at that, at every function, every process of a business. For example, they need to really, really understand how the whole company, if it's in a company, works, from accounting to marketing to commercial, everything, operations. They need to be able to understand all the processes. They need to be able to understand all the functions, because you can't adapt to what you don't know. Can't adapt to what you don't know. So that is is it a challenge? It's a challenge for the leader. Now, this is a challenge for the leader because it's not easy to know everything about everyone. Then, for the people that a situational leader is leading, there is a possibility that they become confused. If you are always changing your leadership style, there is a possibility that the people you're leading become confused. They can't really say what is going to happen tomorrow. They can't really say, oh, if I ask my leader this, this will be their reaction. So it makes people a little bit confused, the people that you're leading, a little bit confused, and they never know what to expect. That could be one of the challenges of a situational leader. But generally, I believe that we should all aim to be situational leaders so that we can adjust when necessary. We shouldn't be stuck in one way of doing anything. We need to be able to pivot when it's necessary and to do it quickly. We need to be able to do that. That is very essential as a leader. Okay, so now I've gone over the 11 leadership styles, that I've decided, I think covers just about every aspect of leadership that you can imagine. Now, what I want to look at now is, how do you decide which style to practice? How do you decide which style you should even adopt? You know, remember, honestly, there is no one that is best. No single one that is best. The best thing is actually to have a combination of a couple of them. That is what will make you an effective leader. Having a combination of 1, 2, 3 of these leadership styles will make you to be an effective leader. So you now have to figure out, for you, which are the ones you should be able to put together, to combine. And that becomes, that becomes your leadership style. So it's very, very important, like I said, to keep in mind that there is no best. None is the best. But you can have a combination of 1, 2, 3. And that will make you very effective as a leader. Patrick Nze, welcome, sir. Glad that you joined me this afternoon. Welcome to Growth Habits with Ngozi. We are talking about leadership styles today. We started this discussion last week. This series is called Conversations, and we're having conversations around leadership in this time. We will have conversations around other things in later sessions. Okay, so in being able to decide the leadership style to practice, you need to understand you first. Honestly, you need to understand you first, because one of the, issues that affects your ability to lead people, that you don't even know yourself well. So how do you go about leading others? So in order to know which leadership style to adopt, which 2, 3, 4 to combine to make you the most effective of leaders, you need to know yourself. You need to understand yourself first. You need to understand, because it's possible to change leadership styles. You can drop one, pick up another one tomorrow. It's very, very possible. So, but like I said, you need to be able to know yourself. That is the way. How do you go about choosing the right style for you? Know yourself. Know yourself. We all have a unique path that we are to go on this life. I don't think I'm sure no two persons' paths are the same. They might be similar, but they're not the same. So understand your own unique path. Understand who you are. Understand what makes you tick. Understand your values. Know your values. Understand them. Understand your strengths. Understand your weaknesses. Take out time. Get to know these things. Getting to know yourself is I actually think is the most important step to discovering your leadership style or leadership styles that you're going to combine. Get to know you. Many of us, we truly don't know ourselves, because when we are asked to introduce ourselves, we start with our positions. Or we start with, oh, I'm a wife. Oh, I'm a husband. Oh, I'm a pastor. That is your title. You're a husband, you're a wife. But is that really who you are? So you need to understand you. What makes you tick? What doesn't? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Once you can have a strong understanding of who you are, you would know which leadership styles you can adopt. You would know the ones that are a best fit for you. Because what is a best fit for you might not be a best fit for me. Might not be. There are some of us that autocratic leadership style, we can never practice it because it's just not in us. It just doesn't exist in us. We don't know how to not ask for opinions. And there are also some of us that see democratic or laissez-faire, we cannot. We cannot. It doesn't mean we cannot work on ourselves to be able to take aspects of those leadership styles into our own. But it's more difficult for us because we don't have that innate quality to be democratic. We don't have it. So when you get to know yourself, It will help you know where you need to make adjustments. It will help you know where you need to drop some things. It will help you know where you need to add some things. So get to know yourself. One thing that I always advise people that I believe will always help you in getting to know yourself, ask someone that you trust to assess you. See, most people, we have a blind spot when it comes to ourselves. If I ask many of us now, are you maybe quick to get angry? You might probably say no. But when I ask someone else who is, nearby you, who has, spent some time with you, the same question, they might say yes. So what always helps us to, truly understand ourselves, to seek feedback from people we trust, not someone that you will ask to give this feedback and they'll be afraid. If I say that, if I say that she is harsh, how will she take it? No, it has to be someone that will be confident enough to tell you who you are truly without fear or favor. So we all have such people in our lives. We have them. We have them. If we look, we'll find them. Most times we don't look. When you look, you will find such people. So ask them. Let them give you a full assessment of you, full assessment of who they see you as. It will help you know truly who you are. It will help you know your weaknesses. It will help you know your strengths. All. Ask the person to, tell you everything. Tell me how you see me. What do you see as my weaknesses? What do you see as my strengths? All. It will help you to get to know yourself, which will in turn help you know the leadership style to adopt going forward. The next thing that you should do in trying to choose the right leadership style for you is to outline your values. You've known yourself. What are your values truly? What do you truly believe? See, many of us, we say we believe one thing or the other, but by the time we're interrogated, by the time we have challenges or issues, you'll see that you don't truly believe those things you say. So what do you truly believe? What are your values truly? What are the things that are important to you as a person? What are your red lines? What are the things that I cannot do this? I cannot cross this line, or okay, this far and no further. What are they? What are your values? Find out, outline them. If you need to write them down, write them down. What are your values? And as you look at what are your values, what are your challenges also? This is where also that assessment the person did for you would come in. What are the issues? What are the problems? What are the challenges? What are the things that you find difficult to do, that you find difficult to adapt to? What are they? See, self-awareness is key. Self-awareness, understanding who you are, very important. Know your values. Write them out, please. Write them out somewhere. You can be on your phone. You can write on paper if you're a paper and pen person, but write them out somewhere. Look at them, study them, understand them. And, when you write out your values, when you write out, the challenges, but by the time you look at them, you will basically see yourself there. You will see the trends that appear in your values. You will see the trends that appear in the way you react. You will see the trends that appear in the challenges that, you have. But if you don't take this time, you would not be able to know this thing. So outline your values, outline your challenges. Margaret Obonna, thank you for joining me this afternoon. Kochifi, you're welcome. I'm so glad you joined me today. So outline your values and your challenges. It will help you choose the right leadership style for you. For you. Remember that what is right for me might not be right for you. It might not be. Okay. The next thing that you need to do is to look out for, generally, there are people that we respect or that we appreciate their leadership style, at least the one that we can see. Look out for them, watch them, follow them. You don't have to copy them per se, but you can take from what they have and then adjust it for you. Adjust it for you. But look out for people that you appreciate their leadership style, people that you respect, and then get to know them a little better. Don't stop at following them on social media. You can read up about them. Because most times, social media doesn't give you the aspect just following the person on Facebook, just following the person on Instagram, just following the person on LinkedIn might not give you the full story. So you would have to research a little bit about them. So find someone that you respect, someone that you appreciate your leadership style, then observe them. Because if you find someone that you appreciate the leadership style, most times it means that you're also tending towards that style. Most times it means that you're also tending towards that leadership style. So observe them and learn from them. This is not necessarily, I'm not talking about even having this person as your mentor really, or even as your coach, but just discover those people, figure out, one or two things about them, and then learn from it. Learn from it. Learn from observing those that you respect. Then another thing you could do if to help you determine, the leadership style is to try different styles. Just try different styles. Try to be democratic in some situations. Try to be autocratic. Just try. As you're practicing, as you're trying those different styles, you will find the ones that are more suited for you. You'll find the ones that you easily fit into, and you find the ones that are hard for you. So trying different, leadership style hands-on can help you determine, the leadership styles that you should adopt, that you should follow through with. I mean, you can put these things down as you're practicing the democratic leadership style. You put down the positives for you personally, not the positives as maybe is listed out in books or something. No. Figure out the positives for you personally. Write them down somewhere. There's something about writing. I don't know how many times I've said write something down because it's so important to write things down. I also write, but I don't write with paper and pen. That's the difference. If you're a paper and pen person, please write it down. So as you're doing this hands-on option of leadership styles, write down the positives. Let's assume you're trying or you're practicing democratic leadership style today. Write down the positives to you, key to you, not the general positives that exist. As you're practicing, as you're trying that leadership style, also write out the negatives for you. What about this style puts you off? What about this leadership style do you enjoy? Put it down somewhere. Because see, when you say I will remember, you won't remember. So put them down somewhere to help you. So that when you're finally deciding which leadership style to adopt or which combination of leadership styles to adopt going forward, you will have something on paper that will help guide you, that will help you in making that decision. So yes, try different leadership styles, but do keep a record of your, positives, negatives, likes, dislikes, challenges, issues with those leadership styles. Of course, I'm going to mention find a mentor, a coach. Have to. I have to. So find a mentor, a coach that will also help you in deciding the leadership style, because the person will be able to look at you dispassionately. The coach or the mentor will be able to look at you dispassionately from a third person perspective, from someone that is not um, in your, well, I say in your environment, the coach or mentor will be able to look at you and be able to tell you, okay, this is what I see. And you can take it from there. So find a coach or a mentor. One, it will help you discover your leadership style, the innate one, the one that is intrinsic in you. It will also help you figure out the combinations that you might need to bring in, because the coach or the mentor is seeing you, seeing your situation, seeing the circumstances around you, and is able to put them together to advise you. So find a coach, find a mentor. Don't think I can do it myself. No, you can. It's not as if you can't, but it's always good to have someone that this is their area of expertise help you through such situations. So get a coach. Of course, I mentioned before, you can ask colleagues, you can ask your superiors, I want to call them, like your bosses, your supervisors, people who are a step ahead of you. You can ask them for this feedback. You really can. You can ask them, and they should be able to tell you, yes, this is how you are. This is, what I see. These are the changes I think you need to make. These are the things I think you need to imbibe. These are the things I think you need to take away. You need to take away. But remember that when you're looking for these colleagues or friends or leaders, ensure that they are people that will tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. They shouldn't be people who are maybe looking to, one, bring you down, so they give you wrong information. They shouldn't be people who are afraid of your reaction, so that they will not tell you the truth. There has to be someone that will tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Okay. Then finally, there are leadership assessments online you can take. It will help you figure out what is your leadership style, or what is your combination of leadership styles. They are there. They are there. So look for leadership assessment programs. There are many. I guess I might have to look for some and list out for us. There are tools that will help you figure out your leadership style. But before you even go to those tools, really get to know yourself. Do the first self-assessment by yourself. Do the first assessment of you by yourself. Figure out truly who you are, what you value, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses. Do that first, so that the assessment now that you're doing is either confirming some things for you. It might still point out some things you didn't know. It might, but to me, I feel it's always better to have done the self-assessment before you now go and do the online leadership assessments or what have you. Yeah, so there are quizzes, so many of those things exist online that will help us understand what is our leadership style. Okay, so I think I will draw the curtain here on this discussion on leadership styles. We have discussed leadership styles over 2 sessions now, and we talked about 11 leadership styles. And remember that I said that there is no one leadership style that is the best. There is no one that is the best. For you to be an effective leader of people, you need to have a combination most times of maybe 2, 3, depending. That is the beauty of the situational leadership style, because you're able to adapt. You're able to change. You're able to take some things out. You're able to put some things in. But truly, the onus is on you to figure out your leadership style. It's not enough to ask me, maybe, for example, to tell you, I can do that. But if you are not sure of it yourself, if you have not done the self-assessment yourself, whatever I tell you, you just be doing it like an assignment. It will not most times be deep in. It will not most times be, intrinsic. It doesn't become intrinsic because it's just what someone told you. You should do the assessment yourself first. Figure out who you are, understand who you are, understand your strengths, understand your weaknesses, know what are your values, know where your red lines are, know, the parts of, life or, issues that this I cannot is just a no-go area. Know those things, understand those things. See, and let me add this here. When you're doing this assessment, it's not just to know them. Why? You need to know the whys. I think I've said this when we were talking about emotional intelligence and knowing, self-awareness. You don't just know who you are. Why are you the way you are? It will help you in dealing with some situations because you now know that, okay, I'm reacting to this situation in this way because, you see, so as you're doing that self-assessment of, oh, this is who I am, these are my strengths, these are my weaknesses, consider also why you have those strengths. These are the things I value. Why do you value them? Okay, I have a question. It said, does one leadership style be affected by the people you are leading? Yes, situational leadership style is actually affected by the people you are leading. It means that as you gauge the situation, you adjust, you adapt. That is situational leadership style. And yes, that is why you most times need to have like a combination of leadership styles so that you can change a little. You can't completely just change your leadership style completely. So they can adapt. You can make adjustments for the people you are leading. If you're leading a group of high performing, like for example, this new tech bros, if you're a leader of such a group, you don't need to really monitor them too much because most of them know what to do and they are eager and ready to do it. So you have to adjust your leadership style to be more, transformational so that you're just encouraging them, you're supporting them, you're encouraging them, you're not sitting on their heads, you're not following them up back to back too much. So yes, you do need to adjust your leadership style to the people you are leading. It's important, but don't let them also dictate the whole of your leadership style. Because, if we leave people, we will all practice laissez-faire if we just want to be led by the people we are leading completely. We'll just all be laissez-faire. We'll relinquish all authority to those that we are leading, which is really not the best also. So there, yes, you can amend, you can adjust, you can adapt based on who you're leading. If you are leading, let's assume you're somebody my age and you're leading younger people, it's not the way you will lead people my age that you will lead this younger generation. They don't see things the same way. I was speaking somewhere last week and I was talking about emotional intelligence. And I was telling them that, for example, in an office, you're there in that office and you have all these young boys and girls who work there and they see you in the morning, they can't even greet you. And you're taking offense, not knowing that to the young man or young girl, there is no big deal. They don't understand respect the way you understand respect. So if you're in a position where you're leading like that group of young people, you have to adjust your leadership style. You definitely have to adjust because you can't be autocratic. They will not take it. That generation, they will not take any autocratic leadership style. Even democratic, they might not even be so much into it. They need more like a visionary or a transformational leadership style. Someone that will encourage, someone that will guide, someone that will, show them but still allow them to do. They need you to be more a situational leader. As the situation arises, you know how to adjust. So yes, I hope you said thanks a lot. So I assume I answered your question. I want to believe I answered your question. Does any other person have any question to ask before I call it a day on this session of growth habits? Any other questions that anyone wants me to answer. While waiting to see if there are any other questions, I want to encourage you to follow me on all my social media handles, Growth Habits with Ngozi. We're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Growth Habits with Ngozi. Of course, I'm also on Facebook with my personal name, Ngozi Onwucholoba, which is where this live session is happening from. I also have, of course, an Instagram page in my name, but follow both. Please follow both the personal and the Growth Habits handles. Okay, yes, I had mentioned last week that in the month of July, we will do a 3 months mentorship program, just a 3 month coaching session to help us achieve our goals, to help us fine tune our goals. But I will have to shift the date of that session from July to August. Yeah, a couple of reasons that I can't go all into right now. So that 3 month session will happen in the month of August. I will adjust. The flyers have been out. I should have released them since, but because of one or two things, I did not. So I will adjust the date on those flyers, and I will bring out the flyers for that 3 month coaching session, just for you to fine tune your goals and achieve them. So we have October, excuse me, August, September, October to achieve whatever goals, that are still left hanging. Excuse me. Okay, so I will bring out that flyer very soon so that if you are interested in joining that session, you can join the 3 month mentorship program. Like I say, I'm careful to not call myself coach, not because anything is wrong with coaching. It's perfectly fine. But I'm more a mentor than a coach. Like I told us, a coach most times does not play. There's very few coaches that I've never seen a coach that got on the field and played with the players. Yes, in practice sessions, he might, kick the ball around with the players. But when the time comes to play, the players go out and do the playing. That is my idea of coaching. But for a mentor doesn't just tell you what to do. A mentor helps you to do what you need to do. So that's why I prefer to call myself a mentor. Yes, I prefer to call myself a growth mentor, not a growth coach. So yes, that 3 month session will be me taking you by the hand for those 3 months and walk you through your goals, walk you through how to achieve them, and walk you through to achieve them, so that by the end of that 3 months, any goal that you have not crushed from January to that time, definitely within those 3 months, they are done deal. So that is our 3 month mentorship program coming up in the month of August. Our one-on-one sessions are still ongoing for this month of June. I've held a couple of them. I have 2 coming up, in 2 days' time. So if you're still interested in a one-on-one clarity session with me, free, 1 hour, free. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Onobi. You're welcome. I'm glad you joined me this afternoon. Yes. If you're still interested in the one-on-one clarity session, just for you to understand maybe your goals better, to understand how to go about what you want to do, is still available for the month of June. 1 hour, one-on-one coaching session with me. Okay. I'll put the link again for you to schedule the one-on-one on my calendar, and then on that day we would have the 1 hour session. If it's going to be more than 1 hour, then you will have to pay. You will have to pay, but I'm sure that within 1 hour we would be able to cover quite a lot. And if need be, you can now join the 3 month mentorship sessions, and we will conclude from there. Okay, so once again, thank you all so much for joining me. This is Growth Habits with Ngozi. I remain your personal guide on the journey of growth. I don't just lead you on the journey. I truly go the journey with you. I walk alongside you until it gets to where we are going. All right. Thank you once again for joining me. I appreciate every one of you, those that join live, those that watch the replay, those that honestly, I found out recently that there are so many people that watch this program, but they never comment. They don't come on the live. Some even come on the live, but they don't make any comment. Some will watch the replay. They will not comment there, but like, I had two people this past weekend that came up to me and were talking about, oh, thank you for, I'm like, do you watch Growth Habits? Yes. How would they not watch it? So thank you all so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. It's those, when I get those feedback, that is what makes me continue to do these live sessions, continue to do. Oh, have you been enjoying our daily affirmation series every morning? Basically every day. I try to do it in the morning, but sometimes it gets to afternoon. One short video that is a scripture affirmation. For this month of June, I'll be doing it every day. Please engage with those posts. Say the affirmations. They work. They work. It's the word of God. They work. It's not something that's coming from the head. It's the word of God. They do work when you apply them to your life. Okay. Do I have, yes, one more thing. Next week, our conversation will move to communication skills. We have dealt with leadership, styles, leadership generally. We started with an introduction and we have looked at leadership styles and we have looked at how to choose a leadership style that best suits you or that best fits you. From next week, we will begin to look at communication skills. It's still part of the leading edge because it's something that you need to lead. You need to be able to communicate. So we move from leadership styles to communication skills. I told us that this leading edge will go on for a bit before we move on to another conversation. All right. Thank you all so much for joining me. Remember to make today and every day count. Be valuable wherever you are, in whatever situation you find yourself in. Be valuable and ensure that you are growing. Thank you so much and have an awesome day. Bye.